And we are live. It's definitely been a while, but we are coming back with session. I want to say 8. No, 9. 8 was last time. Coming back with session 9 of our My Little Pirates Friendship is Mandatory campaign. It's been, what was the last one? February of last year. So almost a year.
Almost a year.
Or no, that was not the last one. March of last year. So a little under a year. Which also, I think, means that it's session 10. Yes, it is. Well, I will have to update the name later, because I got that wrong. Anyway, session 10 has been almost a year. So this is going to be an especially apropos question. Does anyone remember what happened last time?
Stuff and things.
We're on a boat.
You are on a boat. Very good.
It's going
Did we
fast.
swim down to the ship and there were like things floating around that turned out
There
to
was
be
a llama.
statues?
There was a llama. There was a llama statue. I found a llama statue.
You did find a llama statue. Nice. That's actually more than I thought y'all would remember. But at this point, I guess an even better question is, do you remember what you're doing and why?
We're sailing to something Atlantis and it's dangerous.
Yeah,
Because
so
we
that's
have to save the world.
technically yes. But that's kind of about what I figured you guys would remember. So
Canterlampus, right?
yes,
We have a map.
you do have a map. But yeah, so
It's really annoying.
the map does sing anytime you open it. Sea shanties very
Constantly!
loud. Right now it is in Bag the Backpack and rolled up so that it's quiet. But I figure I should probably do a quick synopsis of the plot to this point. Sound good to people?
I
Yes.
think that sounds good to me.
Cool. We'll pretend last session was the end of a season, and we had our big cliffhanger, and then COVID started, and everybody couldn't go in and film, and so the whole next season got delayed, and then they have to come in with the next season. It's a year later, and so they're just like, previously on. But yeah,
Somebody
so
was just recast for no apparent reason.
right, and it was the oldest person in the cast, and everyone's like, "Oh no." Um, So yeah, the game started out with the 5 of you on the island of Horseshuga. Some of you were natives, some of you had traveled there, etc. But we started the day before a big festival that they have on Horseshuga called the Festival of Five. And you guys all kind of bumped into each other or already knew each other and kind of became friends. And so the next day, that day, you decided to enter tickets that if you won, you would actually get to ride one of the floats on the parade, and then even get to go out to the island of Renewal for the ceremony that takes place there as part of the Festival of Five. And one way or another, you guys ended up all winning together. So out
Had
of
nothing
5,
to do with Bubbles cheating and because, all the ones he filled in got picked.
oh yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Um, but yeah, out of 5 tickets, you won all 5 of them, conveniently enough. And so you guys got to ride on the floats, and then on your way out to do that ceremony, there was a storm kind of brewing the distance. And at first, you didn't think too much of it, but as you got closer, it became obvious that it was very large and very dangerous. And then as you got even closer, there was a large number of waves, and the current was actually pulling you toward a part of the ocean, which you could now see was a giant whirlpool. So you immediately tried to steer away from there, but in the storm and the waves, all of you either got knocked overboard or jumped over to rescue those of you who did get knocked overboard, and you guys ended up washed ashore in the island of Renewal and in an underground dungeon, which you then explored. And while you were there, you discovered more about the pirate lords, who are the heroes that are celebrated in the Festival of Five. And it turns out that the pirate lords are the lords of the elements of harmony, basically. They have a slightly different name, though, because it's not My Little Pony, it's My Little Pirates. So they are, in this version, called the Pieces of Five. But they all still are assigned a value of the different elements, even though I'd slightly changed the list because I feel like the list is kind of stupid, a couple of the items in there. So the elements that the pieces of five are aligned to are joy, love, respect, kindness, and loyalty. Each one of you already represent one of those, even though you don't know it. But I will point out that that will become important, which one of you is which. There are clues in your character descriptions, so you might want to be thinking about that as time goes forward. You discovered that, and you also discovered that there is a horrible disaster called the Main Drain that comes around every, I think, 255 years. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, 255 years, that's what I thought. And it's this huge disaster. Nobody knows the cause, or at least so you thought. But the whirlpool opens up and it starts to try and suck in all the seas from the planet, and if it succeeds, it will actually drain them all and turn it into a Mad Max world with all the seas dried up. Which you don't want, obviously, especially as pirates. So, you also find out that you are the next pirate lords, and that it is now your quest to save the world, but to do so you will need the Pieces of Five, which can only be found in the mythical city of Cantorlantis, which everybody knows is sunk or not real, as the case would be, depending on who you're talking to. But you guys now know that it is real, and in fact you found a map, which Caramel Kisses had actually found in her previous adventures in a cave in a mountain far away. But you were able to decipher the map. It was in a very old pirate code written by the famous pirate lord many generations ago, Gold D. Roger, also generally known as Gold Roger. And so you guys have set out now in order to find the Pieces of Five in Cantorlantis and officially make yourselves the Pirate Lords and be able to rescue the world. And then to catch up on the most recent events, you guys were sailing there in the ship that you found on the island of Renewal, the Pirate Lord's ship, the SSBFF. And you guys on your trip have run into a few interesting things, including a black whale chasing a white ship, which you resolved with a giant Snickers bar. And most recently, you were sailing along, minding your own business, when an entire ship fell out of the sky and almost crashed into you. As you explored the ship, you discovered that there was a statue of a llama inside that had floated away, so it seems like perhaps where it came from, there are llamas about. And you discovered a map to an island called Sky Island, which seems to float in the sky somewhere in the area that you are, though it travels around, just being up in the sky and floating around. And we left off as you were deciphering the last few notes that you had discovered on the ship. So yeah,
I like the llama. The llama's a friend.
the llama is a friend. Llamas are friends. They spit, but they're still friends.
That's fine. It's a friendly spit.
Yeah.
We saw llamas on our way up the mountain, actually. There was a llama farm.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, well, up there they were probably alpaca, because those are raised around here for their wool, but they're very similar to llamas.
So they looked like alpacas, but the sign on the farm definitely said llama.
Interesting. So either the farm was lying to you, or they were just some real fuzzy llamas.
Yeah, I think they were alpacas, but maybe they were making like a joke about llamas because everyone thinks that alpacas and llamas look the same.
Yeah, I could see that. Alrighty, so it is up to you guys. If you want to finish deciphering those papers before moving on, you can do that, or we can just move on. One thing I actually should have asked before. We had initially planned on having a few more sessions, probably this one and another one at least, of you guys traveling to Canterlantis in order to better sell the idea that you're traveling a very far distance and that you're having adventures on the way. But since we are looking to move the story along, we could also skip to Canterlantis and then just do the rest of this boat trip as a quick summary. Do people have a preference on that?
I say let's get to Canterlantis.
Alrighty, well, if that's the only opinion, then let's go with it. Alrighty, so, you guys decipher a little bit more of the map. You find out that Sky Island is actually split into two halves. There's an upper half and a lower half, which are connected by a giant vortex kind of path. And some other interesting information. That one is largely just a seed for if we decided to continue this. There are other adventures you could do, including the entire Red Line, which is just a big ripoff of One Piece, but can be tons of fun being pirate ponies in a One Piece parody. But so you travel along. There are a few other things you run across in your travels. I'm going to start with a few, and then while I'm going over this to seed some ideas, I want you guys to be thinking, because I'm going to ask for at least one, preferably two little adventure things that you did on your travels. So, just keep that in mind while I'm going over mine. So you guys traveled along. You actually were attacked at one point by a kraken, which wrapped its tentacles around the ship, and you had to fight it off. You guys do have cannons on your ship. However, you had never used them before, so when you tried to shoot the tentacles with the cannons, you discovered that your cannons are actually magical self-loading jelly bean shooters. And so not yes, so not the most effective thing for actually fighting. Shooting jelly beans at stuff, but fun nonetheless. However, you were able to eventually fight off the Kraken and kind of push it off the ship. And, once you were able to do that and actually talk to it, you realized that it had actually just come and attached itself onto your ship because you had a beacon on the bottom, which it found incredibly comforting and nice to be around. And so, examining the beacon, you realized that it was a beacon actually intended to discourage large sea animals from attacking you. So things like krakens and giant killer whales and other beasts, because there are all kinds of creatures in the oceans significantly larger than your ship. That would not be a fun time to fight against, but that it had actually, with all of the time from being abandoned, gotten its polarity reversed and was instead attracting them to you. So you were able to get Snazzy Cogsworth to fix that up for you, and that has helped quite a bit. You also, on your travels, ran into a certain Thaddeus Beefcake. You may remember him, Cinnamon Star, as the rather British gentle pony that you sold a map to a dragon, which he intended to fight. However, you got there, and it was not going very well for poor old Thaddeus, who had gotten himself well over his head, and you guys had to bail him out and kind of explain to them that maybe they shouldn't be trying to kill each other. Maybe if they want to wrestle, that's fine, but they need to be nice about it. As you traveled very far north, it started getting quite cold, and you ran into flying fish that started to jump out of the ocean. And you had to start wearing helmets and be prepared at any moment to duck, as they often came flying aboard your ship, slamming into people or other objects. So you kind of had to baby-proof your ship. But on the other hand, you didn't have to fish anymore, so you had plenty of food from them just jumping on your ship. And you also saw diving birds. So that is where the fish flying and the birds swimming came from. And it is, as you have gotten north. Quite cold, not quite cold enough to freeze the oceans around you due to their salt content, but you have had to start bundling up, and you have to keep water that is drinkable warm in order to keep it from melting. So now that I've gone over that, does anyone want to go first, or should I pick someone?
You were Cinnamon, right? Cinnamon is here.
Hi.
Yay!
So we're logging in right now.
What's
Cool. So it doesn't sound like anyone wants to volunteer, so I'm going to pick on Sugar Song. What is an adventure you had on the way down?
An adventure I had on the way down? What'd
Was
you
that
say?
a question?
I missed the last thing you said.
Yes, an adventure you had on your trip to Canterlantis. Do you want us to come back to you?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Well, how about Caramel Kisses?
So Caramel Kisses got a little bit of cabin fever and went a little bit crazy and started talking to the map late at night because she's tired of all the other ponies on board.
Are you talking
sometimes.
to the map, or are you talking to your bag? Because your bag actually talks.
Oh, the bag. That's what I meant. That's
Okay.
what did I say map?
Yeah.
I
That's
meant the
alright.
bag. I'm talking
Okay,
to
cool.
the bag.
Yeah, the bag with the extremely annoying voice.
Yes, I'm talking to Bag. I don't remember him having a voice.
Yeah, he sounds like Choose Goose from Adventure Time.
Okay.
So he's like, "Oh, of course, I'd love to take your stuff. Nom 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 nom, delicious. I love maps."
But yeah, so then Bag and I started playing chess together. We're pretty good chess partners, and we decided that we wanted to find, the best chess players that were fish, but we couldn't do it. None of the fish wanted to play with us, not even when we offered them little Snickers.
Man, harsh.
I know.
Who can
It's a
turn
tough
down?
crowd out there.
Alrighty, what about Cinnamon Star?
Cinnamon is still trying to get set up.
That's Cinnamon Bubbles. Rebecca is Cinnamon Star.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay.
Their last name is Cinnamon. They're actually from an Asian-styled country that I have not named. So Cinnamon is their last name, but they use it first because that's how they do it in like Japan and China.
That makes sense. I forgot.
So I kind of missed it. Are we doing like personal adventures
Um,
or group
pro-
adventures?
It can be either, though group adventures would probably be better.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of missed what the question was.
All right, for the fifth time. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I mean, technically it is like the fourth time, but that's fine. So what I said at the very beginning was that I was going to talk about some of the adventures that you had on the way, and then after I finished, I wanted each of you to relay an adventure you had on the way.
on the way to where?
Canterlantis.
We made it to Canterland.
Hey, at least Abe just got here. Abe has an excuse.
No, that was just decided. Just
Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
true. Abe does have.
All right, so do you have one, Rebecca, or do you want me to circle back to Wayne now?
Okay, so I think that the group adventure that I'm going to come up with is when it started getting really, really cold. We decided it would be a good time to have hot chocolate, and so we did like a hot chocolate on deck thing that was supposed to be all like cozy with an open fire and everything. But the hot chocolate steam started freezing into snow and made a snowman that came to life.
Caramel Kisses, did you have something to do with this?
I did not. Nothing at all.
We all believe you. Your illusion spells that could do exactly this thing. Not incriminating at all.
I am lawful good. How dare you?
And then in the end, did he have to say a tearful goodbye as he fell into the ocean and slowly melted in the seawater?
But don't worry, I'll be back next year because of the first snow and like the whole Frosty the Snowman thing.
I love it.
When he came to life, did he
Now
say,
I have a
"Happy
problem.
birthday"?
Yeah. What was that, Jason?
I said I have an alibi. Bag, tell him.
Oh, it couldn't have been Caramel Kisses. We were smooching under the mistletoe. Shut up, Bag.
Did you give your bag tongue? That just sounds. Oh,
Bum
anyway.
bum bum.
So
Alrighty.
I put Mr. Grabby in a costume that I made entirely out of coconuts and started teaching him the Mr. Coconut dance.
Nice.
But in the process, he got distracted by the giant gumball cannon things, and he tried to eat one of the giant gumballs, and he
Jelly
got
beans.
fired. Jelly beans. And he got fired off onto an desert island, and we had to take a detour to go find Mr. Grabby. But by that time, he had found a whole herd of monkeys, or what are monkeys called?
Uh,
A group of them?
I know there is a term for that. Keep going. I'll look it up
Yeah.
for you.
So he found an entire whatever of monkeys, and they all had coconut outfits now, and we couldn't tell which one was Mr. Grabby for sure.
A troop or barrel?
The whole barrel of monkeys with us.
So there was this whole barrel of monkeys in identical coconut costumes trying to learn the Dr. Coconut dance or Mr. Coconut or whatever, and we had to perform a series of, how would you say, like tests, like we had to get each monkey to do something to figure out which one was mine.
And then in the end, you were like, you ended up tasting one of them who had made quote unquote brownies, and you were like, this is exactly like Mr. Krabby. It must be him. I recognize the unique taste of his brownies.
Yes.
Alrighty. Minty chips.
All right. So, I decided that we should all go to a spa because we'd all been working really hard with each other, and I figured, as a good captain, I should make sure that my subordinates were well taken care of. So we found this like spa, right? That was just like this island, and everything was great. But then as soon as people started like eating the food, they like started losing their legs, and like they only had 2 legs, and then like their faces got short.
Oh no!
We realized we were being transformed into a strange creature.
Some weird bipedal shaved ape creature?
A weird bipedal shaved ape creature.
Terrifying.
Yeah, and we all had to learn that, I don't know, we had to not be like selfish or something, or there was like an evil goddess who like hated people. I don't remember which. It was one or the other. Everything's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, you try to forget about that particular adventure. It brought out some uncomfortable truths about reality. Alrighty, Jason, do you want to circle back and do a group one? Because I don't know if we had if you had realized we were kind of aiming more for group ones, or are you good with your adventure?
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
good.
figured. All right. Yeah, no problem. And then is Abe set up?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Would you like to?
Yes.
Would you like to tell us an adventure? You're in kind of late, so I'll let you off the hook if you don't want to.
Nah, I've got an idea. So we were sailing, and it's a group one, right?
Either way, like group ones are probably better narratively, but if you want it to just be mostly yourself, that's fine.
Nah. We were sailing, and we ran into this island with something nice and shiny at the top, and so we hiked through the jungles and to the top of the mountain. And found it was this big statue holding a golden banana. At which point, I forgot what the monkey's name.
Mr. Grabby?
Mr. Grabby went up and grabbed the banana and tried to eat it, triggering the spirit that defends the island to come to life, and we had to fight and defeat it.
Nice.
And
Was this on the same
Ooh, the
island
power of
with the
friendship.
barrel of monkeys?
You know, probably.
it may or may not be. I cannot confirm nor deny. There was a lot of barrels of other things that may or not have been drunk.
Dun dun dun. They were, slightly spoiled coconut milk.
All that root beer.
Coconut milk.
Alrighty. So you have now made it all the way to the north. You guys are bundled up for the cold weather. Hopefully you guys remember the items and didn't drink them early. You guys should have potions that will allow you to survive both the pressure and the cold of the deep ocean in your inventory. If not, then they may not have been added. We'll just assume they're there and not worry about it too much. But you guys are now above the location that the map has given you and have dropped anchor as best you can, given that the ocean is actually too deep for your anchor to touch. So you're mostly at the whims of the wave and, trying to keep you in place. So Cogsworth, especially being an automaton, not really interested in going in the ocean and getting rusty. So he will be staying on the boat trying to keep you in place. And the rest of you are suiting up for your adventure down into the ocean. Do you guys, again, in the interest of speeding things up, do you want to skip to actually getting down there and just handle that narratively, or would you like to do it a long way?
I'm cool with skipping forward.
All right. So as you descend down into the ocean, you actually run into a group of hostile orcas that attack you, but you were able to fight them off with minimal damage to yourselves, we'll assume. So everybody roll a d12 and give yourself that many hit points of damage.
I have a quick question. How do I get the buttons back up?
I don't think I set up any for this campaign. Yeah, I do not have any set up. So right now you'll just need to type them in. Also,
manually?
They're just as a note to again get it kind of percolating in your mind. In Pathfinder 2.0, they're actually more explicit about which roles should be secret, and there's a decent number of them. So if you ever do need to roll and you're only wanting me to see it, just do /GR for GM roll. You can also, if you need to send a secret message to just me that you don't want everyone else to see, or say in the chat, of course you can message me on Discord, or you can do /W for whisper and then GM for me.
So I do one D12 and then just enter.
Yes, and unfortunately, it looks like Caramel Kisses got a little beaten up there. No, you have to do /R and then 1d12.
Oh.
And it's a forward slash, not a backward slash. Which means the one that is leaning forward.
RD12. All right.
Yeah, /R and then a space and then 1d12. We'll roll a d12.
Oh, I'm glad you told me that space.
Yes,
1d12.
correct. And that space is definitely needed.
Oh no.
Man, two of you beaten up. All right, make sure you update your hit points. Anna, do I need to add Abe on? Oh no, you guys were sharing accounts. So you're good.
Yeah. Hey, baby.
Alrighty. So on Hero Lab, just make sure you're updated, and we will skip forward. So now, set you guys up real quick. Ooh, that is not the right map.
What happened? There we go. And then capital R0. You can do it right.
Alright, I'm going to move you guys over now, and hopefully...
11. Hey, do my flintlock pistols work on?
They do because you got a spell that puts a bubble of air around them. However, their range increment is halved when you are underwater.
Okay.
Which, especially for flintlock pistols, makes a big difference because they already have a pretty short range increment.
Hey.
Alrighty, so you guys swim down, and eventually you find a pocket of air that you can swim up to, and you see some interesting statues around yourselves. And additionally, you see some floating corpses just kind of hanging out.
Well, that's not good.
That's very reassuring. So, yeah, you guys are in position.
Hello?
Capital.
Hello? Is anybody? Is everybody alive? Is anybody? Wait, what is it? Is anybody alive in there? If anybody says no, I'm leaving right now.
And you definitely do hear a gurgling. No.
Alright guys, time to go. Party's over. Who cares about the world? We can transition.
Yep, I'm right behind you. Let's
I'm gonna like shake myself and be like, no, we have to do this.
do we really though?
As you're discussing that, one of the corpses suddenly moves and grabs a hold of Minty. I guess it should be not this one. It should be this one. Minty Chip's hoof and says, "Leave now."
I mean, die, creature, die.
So now seems like a good time to roll initiative. So, do we want to try out the tactical view?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it. Start the session. Let's throw the enemies in. I don't know why, it always starts them out as neutral and unique, which most enemies aren't. So that's kind of annoying that I have to fix that every single time before I can add them. Because if they're marked as being unique, I can't add multiple enemies. And as you can see floating around you, there are 3. Alright, let's go ahead and remove Cogsworth, because he's not here. Did you bring Mr. Grabby with you?
No. Mr. Grabby is on the ship.
So let's remove him from the stage as well. And that should get us started. So let's go into tactical mode and roll some initiatives.
Where's Sugar Song?
Sugar Song. Why isn't Sugar Song on there? Interesting. I need to... Of course, I have to cancel the initiative roll.
Whatever happened to my little mushroom friend?
He lives on the ship in your cabin, presumably. Assuming you haven't killed him by using him as a bomb dog again.
No. But he's locked away, so Mr. Grabby won't eat him.
Oh, did it remove Sugar Song when I removed Mr. Grabby? Is that what happened?
Maybe.
Oh, yes. Yes, it did. Okay, what if I make them a non-participant? Okay, I can do that. Okay, that's what happened. It's all so clear now. I think this will speed things up once we get used to it. Alright.
Probably. I mean, it is the first time, so that's, yeah, to be expected.
Alright, so you guys are in there. You can actually see your initiative orders. Can I move this guy to...
So we don't roll initiative, or how does that work?
So it is rolled automatically when I start up tactical mode. So you can see the way that y'all are spread out. That is based off of your initiative rolls.
Nice.
Now in 2.0, it's going to be a little bit more complicated because your initiative is actually based off of your actions that you're taking. So, for example, let's say you guys were traveling through the forest, the rogue is sneaking, the paladin is just keeping out a watchful eye, and the halfling bard is swinging through the trees because he feels like it. Instead of rolling initiative, you would roll, the paladin would roll their perception to see, based off of how aware they are, where they start an initiative. The rogue would roll stealth based off of how well are they sneaking to avoid the other people noticing them first. And then the bard would roll acrobatics as for, how well they're able to just flip in and surprise somebody. So that should be pretty neat.
That both makes sense and sounds complicated.
It's not too bad. Mostly you'll declare... Well, we'll get there when we get there. It actually is very much more
I feel like it
logical.
makes more sense.
Yeah, it's a lot more logical. Everything is very regimented, I guess would be a good way to put it, where there's a lot more that is defined by the rules and less that the GM needs to fill in based off of their feeling for the scene.
Got it.
So
Sounds
I think it'll be
great
pretty
for
neat once
you.
we get there. But, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, Minty Chips, you are up first.
Minty, minty, minty.
Let's move you so
Yeah.
you're not on top of the Lacedon. And you are in water. You are not under the water. You are on the surface, so that gives you an advantage. But you are in the water, so using slashing or bludgeoning weapons will be at a disadvantage. And I numbered the Lacedons so I can keep track of which is which. Speaking of which, can you guys actually see? Yeah, you can see that they are Lacedons.
But we cannot see them. Or can we?
You should be able to see them in the initiative order. So can you
No.
not see?
On the map, in Roll20.
Yeah, they're those corpses floating face down in the water.
Oh. Okay, gotcha.
On my character sheet, what is needle?
Needle is your magical rapier.
Okay. Cool, that's what I thought. Okay, so
Got a
on
name and
that.
everything.
And I totally didn't steal that name from Game of Thrones.
No.
Never.
So, I mean,
To another room. Can you still hear me?
yes, I can still hear you.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the theme of all of our games is that I'm a hack and a fraud.
There's no such thing. The only original person in the world is fucking J.R.R. Tolkien. Everything is based off of him.
Agreed.
Well, I mean, he based all of his stuff off of Norse myth and all that sort of stuff too.
Anglo-Saxon.
Yes,
Anglo-Saxon.
we all stand on the shoulders of giants. So
So you got
Which
a 12.
you also
and
stole.
what's the 8 for?
That's my damage if I hit.
Okay, so she got a 12?
So you got a 12 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a
And
miss.
Okay.
Now you haven't moved, so you can attack a second time if you would like.
I'm gonna do that. I got 13.
That is also a miss.
Damn,
I'm too
girl.
scared.
Yes, they surprised you. I mean, they came out of nowhere. One of them grabbed you, and is just like, leave here.
Yeah, I'm like,
Alrighty.
I'm not okay with this.
I'm not okay.
So that is your turn, unless you have any free actions.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. All right, Sugar Song, you're up.
Okay.
The one next to you says, "Go for the soft one first," and looks directly at you.
Oh no! I'm going to dagger it in the face.
Alrighty.
Or try to.
You're not going to use your crossbow? That is
Do I have
actually
a
also
crossbow?
upgraded for using underwater.
Do I have a cross? Oh, there it is.
I was going to
didn't
say,
see
what
it.
happened to your magical crossbow?
I'm like looking at weapons. Okay, there's a dagger, there's a bayonet, there's more
Don't
daggers.
use your heavy crossbow. The one called Sea Breeze is your magical
yes.
crossbow. It's even equipped right now.
Yes. Okay. So I clicked
And
the little
if you're going to do
icon.
melee attack, you have a bayonet on the end of your crossbow that does significantly more damage than your dagger.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the. I'm gonna use the crossbow. Am I too close? Will I take a negative?
You won't take a negative, however, you would get an attack of opportunity because it is a ranged weapon within his reach. Which, by the way, that system has changed quite a bit. Attacks of opportunity are now actually a feat that you have to have. So the only class that starts with one by default is the fighter. So you don't need to be nearly as worried about attacks of opportunity constantly like you do in Pathfinder 1.
That sounds nice, really.
That's good. I hate that rule.
Yeah. Okay. So
Do we
I'm
want to
gonna roll
just
next up.
start not doing? Well, I don't know.
Here we go.
Do we want to remove that rule for now? It sounds like nobody likes it.
I'm all for getting rid of that rule.
Alright, attacks of opportunity are no longer possible in Pathfinder 1.0. Once we get to 2.0, we will leave them in, but as like a feat that you need, the way that is written.
That sounds great. That always screwed me in
Starfinder?
Divinity Original Sin.
Oh, yep.
I would forget, and then I would just get fucked over by the attack of opportunity.
Yep.
Okay, I rolled. I got a 22 on attack and a 7 on damage. If I
Alright.
hit.
That will both hit and do damage.
All right.
So you're doing the one right next to you, right?
Woo!
Yep.
Alright. So, Lacedon number 1 is going to take, you said, 7 points of damage?
Yes.
Alright. He's taking some damage. And you actually...
This guy?
Did a pretty good bit of damage on that guy. Okay.
Which
And then
guy? Are
do
you
I
looking
still-
at roll? Which guy do you mean? Roll20 or yes, that guy?
That guy right there.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Right there.
I don't think I can put icons that you guys can see that have numbers. I could color them.
But
Deal.
on Pathfinder though, I can see that one of his whole bars is gone out
Yep.
of the 3. Yeah. Okay. So
Pretty neat.
yeah. With the crossbow, that was one action. I can still like reload the crossbow or something, right?
You can. You'll have to figure out based off of your feats that it's been so long. I doubt you remember how long it takes to reload the crossbow.
Okay.
So let's see. Do you have both the? I think it's like quick reload and advanced quick reload or something like that feats.
I'm looking.
Special.
I'm a huge fan of this interface. I just want to say.
Right?
It's pretty fun. Okay, so you have rapid reload.
Yep.
Monitors.
Do you have... Because with a heavy crossbow, it would normally be a full round action. This just reduces it down one step to
Okay.
be a normal action. It looks like that's your only reload, though.
I have crossbow mastery. You can reload any crossbow as a free action.
Oh, nice. There you go.
There. Okay.
I forgot
So,
if I had gotten
I
you
can go
there,
ahead.
because at a certain point, that's a big thing with ranged
Yeah.
characters. Whenever I build them, I want that.
Yeah.
If they're going to be using crossbows, but you can't
So I
get there until
technically
a
could
certain
shoot
level.
him again, though, now, right?
Correct.
Because I can reload as a free. All
Oh
right,
yeah,
I'm
you
just
also
gonna-
have point blank shots. You do +1 attacks if they're within 30 feet. So you actually did 8 damage.
Okay.
And then you have rapid shot. So if you want to do 3 attacks, you would do them, but at a -2, which the first attack would still be a hit at that point.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do 3.
All right.
So here's number 2.
Yeah, let me add an extra point of damage to him.
I doubt that one hit.
All right, what was it?
With the -2, it's a 12.
That does not hit.
Okay. And then the third one,
Doesn't it have anything that's point blank?
13.
That will not hit.
Yeah. Okay. So I got 1 good hit out of 3.
Yeah. No, you did a solid chunk of damage to him.
Wouldn't does he have
So
point blank shot?
Yes.
I just basically see the thing move, and I kind of panic and freak out and just go like, you know.
Yep. Reloading at like an ungodly speed.
Mm-hmm. And my eyes look like I just saw, you know, an undead horror.
Which you did. Alright, so that brings us to guy number 3, which is this one over here by Cinnamon Bubbles and Cinnamon Star. So it's just gonna reach out and attack the nearest creature. So sorry, Cinnamon Bubbles.
Wow. Do I get to roll to try and shoot it, or it's just my lot in life to get attacked?
You get to roll to try and shoot it when it's your turn.
Dang it.
Because since we don't do the attack of opportunity, it doesn't work for us either. It goes both ways.
Well, the Lacedon is also going to attack with an melee weapon, so that wouldn't trigger.
Yeah.
Alright, so it is going to attempt to claw you. Let's get 1 shot at it. So that is 2 attacks at a +3. Oh, actually, that's not very helpful. But they were both 13s. So, would a 16 hit your AC, Cinnamon Bubbles?
Let me tell you. My AC.
Is 18, so no, it would not.
I can't take away my air conditioning.
So it is going to try to attack you twice more since it hasn't moved.
Oh dang. Spoke to.
So a 19 and a 9. A 19 will hit you, so 1 attack gets through.
Wait. That's a 6 and a 6.
Yeah, but he has a +3.
Oh, boo.
So 16 plus 3 is 19.
I just thought you were like extremely dyslexic.
You know, I wouldn't put it past me. Alright, so that is going to do 1d6 damage plus paralysis. Oh, 1d6 plus 1.
Do I roll that?
No, I roll that.
I
Alright,
didn't
so you are going to take 3 points of damage. and we're going to need you to roll against paralysis. So go ahead and give me a fortitude save.
Alright, hold on. Let me do my 3 damage. And then a fortitude.
Correct.
Let me tell you. I have.
You have a fortitude of +7.
Okay, so what kind of dice do I roll?
It's a d20.
Alright, so
Unless a different die is specified, it's always a d20.
1d20 and then +7.
Correct.
Fail me now. 26.
All right, that is sufficient to not become paralyzed, so that's good for you.
I think I could only roll one roll better.
Yeah. All right, so that is the end of his turn. So that brings us to Caramel Kisses.
I am going to cast Magic Missile.
Nice. That's pretty good. I mean, the nice thing about Magic Missile, it can't miss.
And all 3 are going at Lacedon number 1.
All right, the one above Sugar Song.
Yes.
All right.
So how does one cast a spell in this interface?
So I think. Let's see.
Maybe that's not one of the buttons that we get.
Go to spells, probably. Yes. So if you go to spell, look for your magic missile, click the minus button, which will reduce it because you've used it once from 3 preparers to 2. And then because magic missile cannot miss, you just get to roll damage. You don't have to roll an attack.
Oh, sweet. Oh, and it does... Wait, where did that go?
1d4 plus 1.
Okay.
You're 6th level, so that's why you get 3.
Nine damage.
Nice. Alright. So let's go ahead and hit that guy. You guys can see what happens to him.
Dead.
Yippers! He is out of this combat. Alright, so you haven't moved. You can take another action if you'd like. Including if you want to move. Because I'm sure that big Cthulhu gate is perfectly safe.
No, I'm gonna cast Resistance cantrip on Minty Chips. You imbue a subject with magical energy that protects it from harm, granting it +1 resistance bonus on saves.
Alright. So I think that one doesn't have a casting value unless you are trying to cast it against an unwilling creature. I would assume Minty Chips is willing to get a buff. So, Minty Chips, remember that you get a +1 against all saves.
Okay. I made a really snarky comment, but I was muted and I forgot.
That'll do it.
I'm currently dealing with the fact that the kitty litter box is right next to where I'm gaming, and I think that might be a mistake.
Yeah.
Probably.
Alright, Cinnamon Star, you're up. Lawful good earth pony, you.
Come on, Star. Come on, Star. You can do it.
For Minty Chips, I thought it said Catholic Good Earth Program.
Nice.
Oh no. Rebecca, you awake?
That is a good question.
I think I can hear you in the other room, but I can't hear you on the game.
Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
we can hear
There we
you.
go.
There you go.
It's your turn. I thought I could hear you, but I wasn't sure.
I'm gonna try throwing my bomb alchemist thingy mabobber, but last time I tried to roll it, it didn't work, so I'm gonna try again.
Are you rolling on Roll20 or on Hero Lab?
I am rolling in Hero Lab.
Alrighty.
Did it work?
Did you hit the button to submit the result?
Yes. And I got an error message.
Nice. Well, try refreshing the page. Otherwise, it's just a d20 plus 7, so you can always roll it in Roll20.
Alright, that's what I'm gonna have to do, because I have tried refreshing the page. So, yay!
Yep, and it's definitely within your first range increment, so you're good there. Are you throwing force or acid bombs? Your acid bombs do 3d8 damage, however, acid damage is halved underwater, so it's kind of the same difference, because it's either
It says
3d8...
alchemist bomb. Is there a... No, it does say there's a difference.
Yeah, it's either 3d8 acid or 3d4 force.
I think acid, because it's better on undead.
I don't think it makes a difference.
It says acid damage to constructs and undead.
Nice. So it does bonus damage to them? Oh, right, because I made you a tomb person. A tomb raider person. So what's the extra damage on that, then?
It says 3d8 acid damage, so that much?
Well, don't you get a bonus, you said, attacking undead?
I don't know. I sent the whole thing that I can see in the Roll20.
Okay, well, we'll just go with it. However, acid damage is less effective underwater, because obviously it washes off with the water. So what was your attack roll? Hello?
I rolled it.
Oh, there we go. A 20. That will hit. Speaking of which, I would assume you're attacking the one over by you? Over there?
Yes.
Cool. Alright. Unfortunately, you will not be doing full damage because you're underwater. Because it is specifically bonus against undead, I'm going to say instead of half damage, it's going to do 3/4 damage. So that would be 12?
12?
For sure. Alright, and that guy is number 3. Let's do some damage to him. Alrighty. Would you like to take another action?
I can do the same thing again, right?
Yes.
Does that one hit?
Yes, a 16 will hit. wow. 14. Yeah,
For
that does some damage. Alrighty, so 3/4 of that. I mean, it doesn't matter. He has like 2 hit points left. He's dead.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, he has 1 hit point left. So
He's
yeah,
really
he's just very dead. You know, he's beyond the mostly dead stage. He's at the going through his pockets for loose change stage.
Which I think we should do soon.
Alrighty. So that is 2 of them taken out, which brings us to the dead Lastodon's turn. So, you know, he's gonna do so much right now. Why is he even... I'm not even sure why they leave them in the initiative. I feel like they should just automatically be pulled out of initiative once they're dead, but okay. Let me remove the other one while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, that's a
And
little weird.
that brings us to Cinnamon Bubbles. It is finally your turn.
Woo, woo. Alrighty. I'm gonna draw my 2 pepper boxes.
Alright.
I'm going to point them squarely at Lastodon 2.
Alright. If you don't move first, he is going to get soft cover because Cinnamon Star is in the way.
Oh, dang.
Shoot through him.
So that is, well, her. Cinnamon
That's
Star
right.
is a
Shoot
her.
through your sister. This is a great idea.
So yeah, so you can do that. If you want extra attacks, you can take the negative to hit, or you can take a step, or technically swim 5 feet to the east, and then you would have a clear shot.
Let me see something. I thought I had an ability that involved walking while shooting.
Alright, well, if you do have one, you can go ahead and use it next turn, but to keep things moving along, let's just keep going, assuming that you don't,
Alright.
because I don't think you do.
I'm going to do 4 attacks, so I'm not gonna move.
Alright.
Or, actually, I'm gonna do. Well, no, I'm already losing 2. Okay, so that's see, how do I add point blank into the Hero Lab combat?
You could adjust if you need to, but it's easier to just add 1 point on each hit, because all that does is if you're within 30 feet, then you do +1 damage.
Okay.
And you're within 15 feet, so you are good to go.
Alrighty. Okay, so I got a 9.
Alright, that misses.
Alright, I'm shooting with the other one now. I got a 20.
Are you including the negative from soft cover?
No, so I got an 18.
Okay, yeah, and that's fine. Go ahead and just tell me whatever you roll, and then I'll include it. I just needed to know for sure which way you were going. That does hit.
Okay, no, I cool. And now I need to roll for damage.
Yes.
13. So
Alrighty.
+1, which is 14.
Yep.
Alright,
And you know how many hit points this guy has left now?
How many? None. Can I shoot his corpse?
I mean, if you want to waste the ammunition on it.
No, that's true. I don't.
Alright, so make sure you reduce your ammunition stores by 2, and remember that you now only have 5 shots in each pistol until you reload.
Cool. I'm also going to move then.
Alright,
So
well,
just
they're all dead, so initiative order over.
Combat's
okay.
done.
So you guys
Now you
are
made me feel
back.
uncomfortable
You are
about-
back in what Pathfinder 2.0 would call exploration mode.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
I cast light on my horn.
Alright, I assumed you already had. The only reason that you guys have light right now is that Caramel Kisses is emitting light around her
Okay, cool.
from that, and also I think Cinnamon Star is as well from her alchemy. Maybe not. I forget who still had it after last time.
I usually have a torch hooked on my side. I don't know if I have one right now in my inventory, but I usually do that when we go into dark spaces. Just throwing that out there. Okay, cool.
Cinnamon Bubbles, Cinnamon Star should. Wayne, what are you using for light?
A torch?
Not underwater, you're not.
Oh, wait. Right, because we're in swimming things. Never mind! Oh, look! A red circle. I don't think we should go in that. Yet.
Star, you gotta come with us. You're
Nice.
gonna be left in the dark.
Star should be emitting light. I'm not sure why she's not.
Bless you.
Thank you. I'm allergic to, creepy circles.
Can
Can
we stay out of the circle until we know what it's there for, please?
Can I read the language that this is in?
The creepy circle that you're standing in?
Yeah.
Do you have Knowledge Arcana?
I have knowledge of languages. Knowledge Arcana?
Yeah, or whatever it is called in Pathfinder. It should be under your skills.
Special abilities?
Skills.
I have Knowledge Arcana.
I have Knowledge Arcana.
Cool. So, as you step into the circle, get back there, Minty Chips. You hear floating down from the grate below you. You hear a voice similar to the creatures you just killed, but even more desiccated and horrifying, that says, "You shouldn't be here."
Wait, why did I get sent back here? I ran past while everybody else was dawdling around the circle.
Because stuff is happening as soon as you entered the circle.
Sorry.
Oh.
So
What did it
you
say
can
again?
be through. It said, "You shouldn't be here." Maybe that's too desiccated. You
shouldn't be here either.
You shouldn't.
Technically.
Yeah, it's just you shouldn't be here.
Give that man some golem juice.
So I will let you guys do a quick Knowledge Arcana check to see if you can figure out what this circle is, and then stuff's gonna happen.
Knowledge local, knowledge engineering, and the...
Yep, you do not know enough about magic to read this
I've got
writing.
spellcraft.
I did a Knowledge
Spellcraft
Arcana. I
now?
got 16.
All right. It definitely is a magical circle. You do not know what it is doing.
Anybody else? Anybody else got anything?
I rolled
I
a
think-
15.
15? Similar.
I think
And I cast
cinnamon.
read magic.
I'm sorry. Cinnamon
Yes,
Star.
but that has a long enough casting time that it would be... Stuff will have happened
Doesn't-
before you could actually cast it.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I have use magic device. Can I use this? Whatever it is. Can I just
No,
use it? And
it
see what
isn't.
happens?
It isn't something you can activate. However, if you had a wand or a spell or a scroll, you could use it with that.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I have that.
No, if you had a wand or a scroll, you could use it because you have use magic device.
You could use the wand or scroll. Not
okay.
you could use the wand or scroll on the portal. So as you hear that, the crystals around you start to glow brightly, and then materializing inside of the circle are some fun boys.
Oh no. No Donald Trump?
Nope. And there you go, Anna. Because you ran past, I've put you on the other side of the circle. Does that make you happy?
Yay! Yay! I'm totally not gonna die because of this.
It's not like you
totally
isolated
Pokemon
yourself
battle
from the
music
rest.
just popped into my head. These guys look like Pokemon.
Kinda. And then, and then the voice once again says, Leave here now.
Are those feet?
No, those are hands.
Oh.
But you're close. You're on the right track. They are body parts.
There's just
We can't leave now. We need to
Yeah.
fight for the good of the people.
Come on, guys. Give me a hand here.
oh, you didn't.
All right. So you guys can speak and look around. If you have any questions, you can ask them. Otherwise, I'm going to be adding the enemies real quick.
Are we in battle now?
As soon as
Can
I
I-
add the enemies, I will start battle. Yes.
Do I notice anything about, like, can I notice anything about the crystals?
They are glowing at the same time that the circle started glowing and summoning monsters.
Oh, that's cool.
So that might be related. Maybe not.
Can I shoot one?
Not until initiative has started.
Oh, okay.
Is there? Could I do a knowledge check to find out if I know anything about what these things are or what summons to them? Or was that just the Arcana check that I already did?
That was the Arcana check you already did. Well, you did it more to read. So I'll let you roll another Arcana check if you want to get a question answered.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't succeed at anything. I rolled a 5 plus 6, so it's 11. I doubt I know anything.
No, you don't.
I don't know anything!
You
Sad
can
to
tell
say.
that they're glowing.
Yes, definitely glowing.
Hey guys, something's glowing over here! And it's not us!
Alrighty, so unless anyone has anything else, we're gonna start tactical mode.
Why are there so many enemies?
Because they're trying to kill you.
No, but, like, it seems that there's, like, 3 too many?
There's 4 hands and 3 dudes.
Yeah, and then 3 mountain.
Well, the mountain lions came with the dudes because they're actually something else. You can ignore the mountain lions. Much like Mr. Grabby, they are not actually there.
Oh, I see. There we are.
It's actually pretty much the same thing. It's just their companions, but they're undead. They don't have companions anymore. Their companions are all dead.
No. The hands are alive? I did not realize.
Yes, those hands are crawling.
Oh, that's messed up.
Wow, we really failed on the initiative roll.
Guys, we need to get a handle on the situation.
Yeah, and then
3
maybe
of the hands beat like all of us.
you're
just
slower
hands.
than hands. Yeah. And then maybe next time, instead of walking into a giant portal, you'll kind of, look at it and maybe try to figure out what it is first.
I mean, I literally said, guys, don't go into the circle. Did you not listen?
No, they did not. All right, Minty Chips, you're up first.
I tried to wait for Cinnamon Star.
I'm paying attention. I have to unmute myself. Cool. I'm going to stab the hand that's closest to me.
Sounds good.
Baby, I need you to roll for me.
Are you going to stab the
that's
hand
right.
that feeds you?
No, she's
Well,
going
if
to
it
bite
feeds
the
me,
hand
then
that
I'll
feeds
think about
you.
not.
Ah,
She's going to stab the hand that's next to her.
I mean, like, if
Needle?
it feeds me, I'll think back about it. Yeah, needle.
she's going to bite
she's got
Abe's
a
hand,
17.
because that's the hand that feeds her. And then she's going to stab... No, I'm just kidding.
You got a 17?
Alrighty. So this is hand number 4. A 17 does hit.
And 8 damage?
Alright. That goes through.
Woo!
And then I'm going to stab it again.
I mean, it's not dead, so that's a good approach. And it's like a spider. It's like got its little fingers like clicking along, and you stab it, and it's like, you know, stabbed through all the way, but it's still trying to grab at your blade.
It's like, whoa! It's like, ah! Stab it again! Stab it again!
So she got a 23 and another 8.
Alright, that will hit it and kill it.
Woot! I killed the hand!
Alright, so that is it for your turn. Now the zombies get to start going. Let's start with this first guy. He is going to attack, I guess he's going to have to move first. So he's going to move through the hand and try to help out his companion there. So, Minty Chips, let's see if he can hit you. Let's see what his best weapon is. Yep, that's going to be his longbow, which he can use now without getting an attack of opportunity against him. So, longbow, let's roll this guy up. He gets... Come on. Do the thing! Alright, I don't believe a 13 will hit you, Anna.
Yay! I like to not get hit.
That's nice. That is definitely nice. And that is going to be it because he moved. Alrighty. So that is it for his turn. So now, crawling hand number... Why is it number 5? Shouldn't there be 4? Oh, they're just all numbered. Nice. So, that's going to confuse the labels I already gave them. Anyway, crawling hand number 5 is now number 1, I believe. Oh, no, number 2. I think number 1 is dead? No, because that one... I don't know why they numbered it that way. That's so annoying. I expected them to be numbered separately, but they are not. So, crawling hand number... Which one's dead? I can't even find him anymore. Well, whatever. I'll just renumber them. So, we'll say that number 5 is this guy. And number 6, I believe, is still alive. Yes, is this guy. The top. And number 7 is this guy. There. Now it's all settled. So, crawling hand number 5 is the one by Cinnamon Bubbles, so he's gonna go for ya.
No.
So... there for a minute, it had the weapons of one of the dudes, and I was like, wait a second, why does this crawling hand have a longbow and a long sword?
Oh, you know. Got it from the second hand.
Yeah. Alright, so he is going to claw at you, which is a +5. I believe a 19 does hit Cinnamon Bubbles. Yes, it does. So that is one attack that will land. He's gonna go ahead and do 2 piercing damage plus grab, so take 2 damage. And grab. And you are now grappled. So add the grappled condition to yourself.
do I get to like roll any?
So now you're going to have more difficulty attacking unless you can break the grapple. But under, I think, modifiers.
Don't worry, Bubbles, I got you.
Yes, modifiers, and then under conditions, you would add grappled.
Modifiers and conditions, add grapple. Oh, there's a lot of.
Yes, there are a lot of things that can be done to you. And then because he has you grappled, he is going to just get an attack on you. I believe. Well, he doesn't have a free hand to hit you with, technically.
Looks like he came short-handed.
Oh, nice. So also, he is strangling you. So he's jumped up on your throat, and you can no longer speak or cast spells with verbal components.
Yikes.
I mean, I don't cast spells.
But you can't speak anymore. All right, and
Can't say any more puns.
Yeah, and that was a free action to start the grapple. So he's just going to do damage. So take another 2 damage as his second attack. And that is it for his turn. So now we go to zombie number 2, which is this fine fellow here. So he is going to just stand in place and loose a couple of arrows. He's going to shoot 1 into Caramel Kisses and 1 into Sugar Song.
As a quick question, isn't it one of our turns to go or no?
Nope.
Oh.
You've got a Seasoned Forager, and then another Crawling Hand, and then Caramel Kisses has a turn.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
what just happened to me? I missed something.
You are going
You
to
were
get
shot.
attacked.
Shoot.
Alright, I believe a 19... Yep, will hit you. So you are going to take 7 points of damage, Sugar
The
Song,
19 was what you just rolled for.
for Sugar Song.
You
I'm
said
rolling
7?
on Hero Lab now.
Oh.
And then I don't believe an 11 will hit Caramel Kisses. No, it will not. So
AC
second
9.
attack is a miss.
19, I mean.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
That's what that number is, right? AC.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So yeah, that's armor class. So it's basically how hard you are to hit. So that ends his turn. So now we have Crawling Hand number 7, which is the one by Cinnamon Star. So of course it's just gonna attack. So it does a claw with a +5. Let's just roll that on 20 this time, because it's a little bit of a simpler roll. It was 2d20. That was wrong. Well, we'll just go with those because they were super low and they miss anyway. We'll just assume it was that first attack. So, Cinnamon Star, the first attack misses you. It's going to go for a second attack. I don't believe a 13 will hit Cinnamon Star either. Nope. So you emerge unscathed from that attack. And its turn. Caramel Kisses, you are up.
Okay. I'm gonna cast another magic missile since I prepared that 3 times.
On whom?
I'm gonna aim 2 of them at the hand strangling Cinnamon Bubbles.
Alright.
And 1 of them at the hand here, closest to Sugar Song.
Sounds good. Alright, so that's 2d4 plus 2 on the one, and 1d4 plus 1 on the other. Alright, 6 damage on the one strangling Cinnamon Bubbles, which is number 5. Alright, and 2 damage on the other one, which is number 6.
Oh, that only did 1/3? These are some tough hands.
It should have done more than 1/3 to number 5.
I see 2 out of 3 ticks on crawling hand number 5.
Huh, you're right. I don't know how it calculated that, but sure doesn't seem right to me. I'm sure it's the way they're rounding. But I'll let you know it did about 2/3 of its hit points.
Okay.
But because of rounding, I'm sure they just rounded up, and it's just barely within that second third, so that's how they counted it. Alright, so that's one action. You got another one.
Oh, I get another action, right. You know what? Because I don't want to miss and accidentally hit Cinnamon Bubbles.
You know what I think you should do? Fireball in the middle of the room.
I was debating that, but I would totally kill Minty and Cinnamon Star if I did that.
Well, it would definitely singe them.
I don't think it's worth it. These guys don't seem too strong. So, wait, how do I get back to Caramel Kisses? Yeah, I'm gonna cast my last magic missile.
Alright. Flowing through those spells early. Luckily, these are the low-level ones, so you still got some good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this seems useful in this particular circumstance here, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cast 2 at the one on Bubbles, and then 1 to the one by Sugar Song.
Alright. 8 damage is enough to kill it. In fact, I think that's almost enough to kill it, even if it was at full health. Alright, so
but I keep rolling these 2s, so I can't just shoot 1 at it, so...
Right? Alrighty, and then 2 damage. Was it to the same one as before, this top one?
Yes.
Alright. So, number 6. Go. He is going to take another 2 damage. Alright, and that is it for your turn. So we are going to move on. So, number 6, having taken a pummeling from you, definitely coming over here. Wrong person. Here. And it is going to see if it can't get a hold of you. So, it's gonna go for that same claw attack, which you do cast spells. So this could be a little bit more trouble for you. And that is not gonna hit. Alright, you're safe. And it moves,
Yay.
so that is the end of its turn. Cinnamon Bubbles, you're up.
Woo!
Stay away, you stupid hand.
Alright, I'm going to draw my 2 pistols. And
Well, I assumed you had them drawn from before,
Yeah,
but you do have
this
quick
is
draw,
true.
I think, so I don't think it matters.
And I am going to use my point blank shot and rapid shot. He's gonna be laying down a whole lot of lead. Which
All right.
so the hand right here is still alive, right?
Correct.
This guy's
Anyone who does... Yeah, oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. I forgot to put the X on him. There we go.
But this one is still alive, right?
Correct. Let me just
Alright.
take these guys. There we go. It's hard to tell on the hands that they have the cross because of all the red from the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you do
So-
have to declare beforehand how you're spreading out your shots.
I'm gonna shoot twice at this one and
Okay.
twice at this one.
Alright, that leaves you 2 shots if you're using rapid shot. That gives you 6 because you're shooting with both pistols.
Oh, 6? Okay.
Yep, but you are, if you're doing that, you are you have a choice. You can either use just one of your pistols, at which point you have no negatives, or you can dual wield your pistols, and you get, and I forget if you are to the point where you have no negatives or just less negatives from doing that.
I thought I was looking and it said if you're at level 5, which I am, leader 5, there's no negatives.
Okay. Yeah, I think
But that might
that's
have been-
what I remember, so we'll assume that that is correct.
Okay. But with rapid shot, that's a -2 to each, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, it's
Alright.
Hero Lab's already accounting for it because you have both of them equipped in your hands, so you're dual wielding. So yeah, so you're doing 6 attacks with a -2, so instead of the +3, you have a +1.
Okay, cool.
And then who are you hitting with your last 2 shots?
We'll just spread the love. We'll just do it this one and so one each.
And then what's the third
Wait,
one?
so if that one.
That's the second one. So you're doing 2 shots
I'm
into this
doing
hand.
3 here.
Oh, I
sorry,
see.
2 shots to this hand.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we'll do 2 shots to the hand, 3 shots to this guy, and then, we'll go for this. We'll go for this one.
Sounds good.
Well,
all right, let's get 6 attacks.
Alright.
So just roll 6 d20s on Roll20. Adding a +1 will be easy, and we'll see how many of them hit, and we'll just do them in order that you declared them.
All right. So you said roll 60 20s on Roll20, not on Hero
Yes,
Lab?
that'll be easiest if you do it on Roll20.
All right. So
Otherwise, we'd have to do them
slash
one at a time.
R, and then 6 d20 plus
Correct.
1.
No, because that would add 1 to the whole roll. Just roll the 20s, and we can do the math ourselves.
Okay.
Alright, so first one is a hit. Second one is a critical failure, meaning that gun jams, meaning that every other shot from that point on does not attack unless you have the feat that makes your gun not jam on a critical fail.
Do I have that?
The 4 is a miss. The 9 is on the jammed gun. The 6 plus 1 is a 7, which is not enough to hit anybody, but the last shot, your 17 will... No, that's the jammed gun.
Dang it. Do I have the thing that makes it not jam?
Let's see. You can spend a grit to remove the effects of a misfire. So yes, if you want to expend one of your grit, you can not have your gun jammed.
I will. Where's my grit?
It should be under your character, I believe. No, it's not.
It's not under skills, right?
Combat? It's probably under combat.
Combat.
Oh, also not under combat. Where did they put your grit?
Oh, I've got 5.
Okay, cool. So yeah, expend
So
one
I
of your
will
grit.
Take 1 away, and I will. Yeah. So we're gonna do that.
I don't know if you can hear it, but I said okay, cool, and my Google picked it up as me talking to it.
That happened to me earlier this game. That's so funny.
Alrighty. So you expend the grit, meaning that that last one is actually a hit on that hand at the top. So roll your damage.
So that 9, that's a 10, didn't hit.
No, a 10. I don't think Let me check. Which one was the 9 hitting? The 9 was hitting the big guy. Yeah, they definitely have, higher than 10 AC.
Okay.
All of them do. So
let me roll my damage. I tell you, and then +1 because it's point blank.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
All right. So that's an 8. So that's 9.
9 on that top hand. He is number 7. Where is number 7? Here. He actually is at full health. However, guess how many hit points they have?
8.
Nope.
9.
Yup.
There we go, baby. Just splat him all up.
Alright. He did.
Yay!
I'll wash my hands of this.
How many hand puns can we work in?
I don't know. That's my question.
I mean, the answer is
As
not
many-
enough. All right, and doing that many attacks was your whole turn
Really
because that was a
handed
full
his
turn
butt
action.
to him.
So that ends your turn and brings us to Sugar Song.
Okay. A lot happened. Okay. So is the hand technically closer to me, or Mr. Bloody Sword guy there?
Yeah, let's pull out the measurement tool. 10 feet, 15 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot at the hand then. With my crossbow.
All right.
And I'm gonna do... How hard have the hands been to take down so far? I've kind of lost track.
Well, that sounds like a
9
you
hit
problem.
points.
Yeah. Well, I was asking everybody else.
Jason is too nice. And then if you are going to do multiple attacks, you do have to declare that beforehand and how you are spreading them out.
Right, that's what I was trying to figure out. So I think I'm going to shoot at the hand once and then shoot at Mr. Bloody Sword guy.
All right. And then
And I
if you
can
want
do
to do a
3,
full
right?
round action, you can do 3. Or,
Yeah.
because you're doing the fast attack.
Yeah, so I'll do
Over
1
12.
at the hand and 2 at the dude.
All right, remember that is at a -2 for each attack.
Okay, all 3 of them?
Correct, because of the rapid shot.
Alright, here goes. Roll number 1. I got a 11 on attack.
All right, and that is including the -2?
Yep.
All right, yep, that's a miss.
16.
All right, and then this one is on Bloody Sword Guy?
Uh-huh.
That is a miss.
And another 16. So also a miss.
Yep. Also remember to remove arrows from your inventory as you are firing them wildly, and if you want to retrieve them after combat, you'll need to let me know, and you can retrieve a certain portion of them.
Okay.
So that is Sugar Song's turn. Which brings
Well, that
us,
was wonderful.
that brings us to zombie number 3, which is the guy by Cinnamon Star. Which Cinnamon Star hasn't gone yet, so he's not too worried about her. He's a little bit more worried about probably Caramel Kisses. You know, she's been throwing some flashy magic around and has actually killed several people. Cinnamon Bubbles has shot a lot, and it's very loud, but not a lot of damage per se. So he's gonna move up here and take a shot at Caramel Kisses. So, that is his bow, which I believe is at a +5 to attack. Let's see. I'm gonna roll this on Hero Lab as an FYI. That's a +8, nice. And 11 will not hit. I don't think so. Alright, that
I'm
is...
untouchable.
Yeah, speaking of which, if you haven't learned Mage Armor, you probably should. It's a really good spell.
I have mage armor. I've been saving it. I'm gonna cast it before like a boss fight.
Okay, well, look at Mage Armor. It has a duration of 1 hour per level, so you would have it for 6 hours. So unless you think you're gonna need it in more than 6 hours from now, that's a good one to preemptively cast on yourself.
Okay, so 6 hours is probably like a whole dungeon.
I mean, unless you end up being in here for a real long time.
How does that relate to IRL time?
It
Or does it not at all?
doesn't. So, like, each round of combat is 6 seconds. Obviously, it takes us a lot more than 6 seconds to do the round, so time
Oh,
is
but
not
that's
correlated.
snappy. I thought it was like, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'll let you know if it ever becomes important, but in general, I would say, yeah, you probably won't be in a single dungeon for 6 hours. Unless it's like some sort of sprawling mega dungeon, at which point we'll start keeping better track of time and you'll have to sleep and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was also thinking I could just cast resistance on everybody. Because that's a cantrip.
Yeah. It doesn't last very long, so that one is only useful in combat, I believe. But you could read it and correct me if that's not true. Cinnamon Star, you're up! I would imagine some acid bombs.
I live!
Also, I think your acid bombs do splash damage.
Does that work underwater though?
You are not currently underwater. So you were in a bubble, you were swimming before, you came out of the water over here where you see it turn to dry land,
Uh-huh.
and you are currently on a stone floor with air around you.
Got it.
So I have a thing that says precise bombs exclude up to 6 squares from splash damage of your bombs.
Yeah, so that means that you can attack things that are near your allies without hitting them.
So I don't have to worry about splash damage?
As long as there are not more than 6 allies in your splash, which you only have 4, so yes, you are good to go.
Okay, so I'm throwing more acid bombs.
All right.
Yes. Closer things first.
So then splash damage, they can attempt a reflex save for half damage, but otherwise they would take full damage. Cool. What were you asking?
Oh, I just announced that I was going to attack the closest thing.
Cool. Do you know what the range on your splash is? Oh, splash damage is always minimum damage, and then they can reflex save for half. Where's it splash? Oh. Well, for now, we're going to assume it's all of the directly adjacent squares, and then if you can figure out what the actual splash range is, we can adjust that later. So, which one are you attacking? This guy?
Yeah, it doesn't say how far it is. It just says it's a special weapon attack.
Yeah, I think the rules are in the actual Alchemist rules, and it's been too long, so I don't remember what they are. You can try to look it up later. Like I said, for now, we'll just say it's all of the squares directly adjacent. Oh, and you do have a limited number of Alchemist bombs. You have 17 per day. You threw 2 earlier, so you're down to 15. I'll mark that for you, and then just remember to try and mark them down later. Oh, never mind. I can't because I don't control this character. But if you go under special, you can actually see how many.
Yeah, I know there were 17. I just forgot to move it.
Cool. So yeah, go ahead and do an attack. You did. 24 will definitely hit. So let's get a couple of reflex saves from the guys immediately nearby. Reflex on one of them is a +7. Do you know what the DC for the reflex save is? Alright, if not, we will assume it is 10 plus your character level, so 16. So it's gonna be a D27.
It says the DC of this save equals 10 plus half of the Alchemist's level, plus the Alchemist's intelligence modifier.
Okay, that was close-ish. So your intelligence modifier is 6?
6, yes.
Okay. So it's going to be half your level, which is 3, plus the 6, which is 9, so it would be a 19 DC.
Yes.
Alright. That guy fails, and the hand has a reflex bonus of 0. So this should be pretty easy. Yep, alright, so both of them take the full minimum damage. Which the damage on your bombs is 3d8 to undead.
Which I rolled for a total of 12.
Okay. Is there any bonus? Is it just straight 3d8? Yeah, just 3d8. Okay, so they both take 3. Alright, cool. So 12 to zombie number 2. So let's go ahead and take off some hit points on this guy. And then 3 damage on his friends. Which hand is this? Hand 6. Alright, you want to attack again? Alright, that'll hit. That's a crit. I think that's double damage.
Nice.
So let's get reflex saves again for those guys real fast. Alright, so he takes half damage, and the hand takes full damage. Alright, how much damage are we talking about here?
Wow, that actually rolled pretty good.
Holy moly, that's a big explosion.
Alright, so splash damage, 3 to the zombie's friend, 6 because of the crit to the crawling hand. Which one is this guy? Number 6. That actually kills him.
Yay!
So the crawling hand is out of commission. And then direct damage on your target is 19. It's double damage because of the crit, so that is going to be 38 damage to poor zombie number 2. Which, yeah, you want to know how many hit points he had?
4.
A lot less than 38. Yeah. So yeah, he did.
Well, those hands were sure a handful.
Ba-dum.
Alrighty, so that is Cinnamon Star's turn.
That's what they get for being handsy.
So at this point, it's probably just mop up. Do you guys want to play out the rest of combat, or assume that you kill them?
I think we got him.
Alright. So these guys are taken out. The circle, the glowing crystals and the circle begin to dim, and the crystals start to flicker slightly.
Oh, I meant to shoot the crystals. Dang it, I forgot.
Okay, hold up. Let me cast resistance. Oh, no, let me cast mage armor. That's what I want.
And you can split it among everyone, but it would reduce the time that it lasts by however many times you're splitting it. So if you split, 8 hours with 2 people, it would be 4 hours each.
Oh, interesting.
Otherwise, because it is a single target spell, you can only cast it on a single person.
I want to cast it on Minty Chips to protect her from herself, just running through hexes and stuff.
Alright. As you cast it, Anna, make sure that you give yourself the mage armor. It's an effect, so it's going to be under modifiers. Probably under the spell modifiers. I believe there's a list for that. Yeah, spell adjustments. But yeah, as you are casting that, the crystals begin to flicker slightly brighter.
Oh, they respond to magic, do they?
Possibly. And then also, we are at an hour and 50 minutes. Do people want to wrap up or keep going a little bit longer?
I think we're going to need to wrap up shortly. It's about time to take care of stuff with kids.
Alrighty. So we will wrap up here and pick up next time with those crystals continuing to glow slightly brighter. So thanks everybody for joining me. I hope you all had fun, and let's wrap up like we always do. What did you learn, Minty Chips?
Minty Chips learned that she doesn't like it when things randomly grab her out of the water. That's not cool.
Yep. What about Cinnamon Bubbles?
Cinnamon Bubbles learned that sometimes you just gotta give your opponent a hand.
Slow clap. Alright, what about Caramel Kisses?
Caramel Kisses learned that she can turn invisible due to her specialization.
Yeah, that's a good thing to know, because invisibility can definitely allow some fun shenanigans. Alright, what about Sugar Song?
I learned that just because you yell really loud doesn't mean your friends won't run into something stupid. No, I'm just kidding.
Valid point. Valid point.
I also learned that I should never let my monkey get near the cannons.
Yep.
But that was more of an in-between kind of thing.
Yeah, well, Mr. Krabby definitely gets you into some trouble.
And I also learned that torches don't work when you're in the water.
No, they don't. Alright, what about Cinnamon Star?
Cinnamon Star learned to not blindly follow her colleagues while she's looking at cool things on the floor.
Yeah, that's probably a good plan. Alrighty, well, I will catch you guys all next